the best thing about Jordan Love? Rob Demoski.
He's been healthy. He has been able to take every snap, and he does not appear at this point in his career to be injury prone. I think that's the best thing you can say about him right now. Now, is that important? I don't know. It's usually important because Aaron Rodgers was, I would say, majorly injury prone in the first 3 years of his career. Remember, he had the broken foot. I believe that was his rookie year. He had the shoulder injury in 2008. So, maybe it's not the most important thing. But the one thing, Jordan Love hasn't missed a single practice, let alone game rep, other than just when he came out at the end of for some kneel downs by Sean Clifford or whatever it was. So I do think that's a positive sign. You certainly don't want a guy who, as great as he is getting hurt, every 3 games. So he does have that going for him. Now he's just got to, raise up the level of play to make it worth having a guy who's healthy all the time.
And John?
I like his demeanor. I don't think the guy has yet looked like he's hung his head. I don't see him coming off barking at anybody. I don't see him rolling his eyes. I don't see any of that kind of disgust. I don't see him.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second, John?
Yeah.
Can I play devil's advocate? And I agree with all those things about his demeanor, but at some point, maybe wouldn't it be good if he did get after somebody just a little bit? And I don't know, maybe it's too early. Maybe he doesn't feel like he has that in him yet. And look, I don't necessarily think he should be, throwing his hands up in disgust when, Luke Musgrave runs the wrong route, or Christian Watson and Jaden Reed end up in the same spot or whatever. But at some point, I would like to see a little bit of fire from him, good or bad. And I don't think we've seen a ton of that yet.
Yeah, I don't know that he's played well enough where he feels like he can get into somebody.
Good point. Yep, good point. That's a very fair
I don't know
point.
that without having somebody go, why don't you take care of your business before you come after mine? And so I don't think he's quite there in that. But I just think in the bigger picture, he doesn't seem to get terribly rattled, even if he hasn't quite produced yet in some of those spots. But I kind of like that he doesn't seem yet that the starting job is too big for him.
I don't believe he ever overthrows a long pass.
He hadn't gotten a rush of blood to the head and thrown one through the goalpost yet.
That is not a good thing, Homer.
Well, what? What do you mean it's not a good thing?
You'd rather see a guy overthrowing it than underthrowing it.
Okay, if you say so. I never thought about that before.
He's 100% underthrown on deep balls. And you're not giving your guy. Let's throw one up there and let somebody chase it down rather than somebody having to slow down and then fight off, somebody else trying to make the catch. Like that's the one thing. And look, Matt LaFleur keeps saying, let it rip. It's like a basketball player who has his coach tell him, hey, just shoot when you're hot and shoot to get hot. What else would you want to hear if you're a quarterback? Let it rip. Don't guide it in there. Don't try to aim it. But we've sort of heard that as a theme now, really going back to the first training camp.
That's the new one. The old one used to be, we need to get the ball to Aaron Jones more. Now the new one is, he needs to. How many times have we heard now? No, he just needs to let her go and rip it.
Yep.
Well, listen, here's a text I sent to my friend. You got to make a throw far enough when the dude's got 4 yards on the DB that doesn't become a 50-50 ball. You know what else would be really great? Is that if you lined up on sides on 4th and 1. That is somewhere, though, that speaks to coaching. I don't know which coach that is, if that's LaFleur or our offensive line coach.
Well, no,
but at some point,
are we going to take a break? But after adding that, I want to ask you, John Anderson, have you ever seen a game in which an offensive lineman was called for offsides before in your life? High school doesn't count.
I don't think I have.
I haven't, but maybe I said that and you had an answer for the
I didn't even know you could be on.
Yes, that's a great one. I didn't know you could be offsides. I thought it was automatically a procedure, right?
Right.
Yes.
And I'm like, is his head in the neutral zone really? And half the time, right, I'm concerned, when you go and pass block on 3rd and 18, you're like, that guy he's as deep as the tailback, and they don't call
here's
that.
The other thing, too. It wasn't the receiver. It wasn't the receiver, real quick. It wasn't the receiver who was 8 yards away from the ball.
Yes.
It's the guy right next to
I know,
the
an
football.
offensive lineman.
Right?
We got a break.
No.
I'm late. I know you find that hard to believe. We'll get back to the bucket dumping next. Thanks, Rob.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Andy Reid's a dog. No,
Andy
it
Reid's
doesn't have,
not a dog.
It does not have to be
Come on, he's like a Saint Bernard.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It doesn't have to be hulking. It's an attitude.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
Zach Wilson isn't and will never be a competent NFL quarterback. That's just the reality of the situation with the quarterback. We've seen enough of a sample size to realize what he can and what he can't do, who he is and who he's not. And right now, the Jets are paying for banking on Zach being able to develop under the tutelage of Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure that they lived in a world where they didn't think that they would need Zach Wilson to be their starting quarterback week in and week out, and that Aaron Rodgers would be the one that's under center. But I think right now, what you're seeing is the organization doing a disservice to the team, or having done a disservice to that team, and specifically that defense, by not going out and securing the backup quarterback spot. If they wanted to keep Zach Wilson on this team as a developmental prospect, that's all well and good. But you need to have a capable number 2 quarterback, especially when you have a guy going into his age 40 season in Aaron Rodgers, slated to be under center.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about 2 things. The one-of-a-kind wood-fired flavor of a Traeger Ironwood XL grill.
And football.
That's right, Desmond Howard. Get fired up for the game in just a tap with Traeger's intuitive touchscreen. Then throw on your favorites and monitor the grill from anywhere with Wi-Fi technology. So you spend less time staring at the grill,
Which means more time for football.
for football. Upgrade your Saturday with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Current Electric offers professional generator installation services to homes throughout Milwaukee and surrounding areas. With more and more energy needed to power our homes and businesses, blackouts are becoming an increasingly common occurrence. Whether they're due to unexpected storms, grid issues, or down power lines, it is both inconvenient and potentially dangerous to lose power. Let the superheroes from Current Electric find the perfect generator for your space. Go to callcurrent.com for more information. That's callcurrent.com.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
On a budget, need a diamond, she wants a diamond. I got it covered for you. You go to Robert Hack Diamonds. I tell you, you go anywhere you want to go, but just make sure you also go to Robert Hack Diamonds. They got it figured out. Collection of lab-grown diamonds. Listen, these are diamonds just grown in a laboratory. They speed up the Earth's natural process of making diamonds a diamond. 1 carat diamond under 600. 2 carat diamonds, many under 1,000. You go somewhere else, it could be 5 times as much. Robert Hack Diamond knows the manufacturers and prices are dropping. As I said, go wherever you want. Just make sure you go to Robert Hack Diamonds because that's where it will end. Better for less, RobertHackDiamonds.com. And there's not much time left. I didn't want to have too much time left, but I wanted there to be time left if 7-2.5, formerly John Anderson of ESPN, just had a little new bucket that he just wanted to do a final little dump on Craig Counsell.
No, listen, the man, he's an adult and he can do what he wants to do. He can do what he wants to do. I guess in life, listen, if Molson Coors can own Miller Brewing, then the Cubs can own Craig Counsell, if that's what they want to do. So I am in my efforts to be positive. I'm super stoked that the Badger hockey team is killing it right now. That's where I'm channeling all my energy. They're very good right now. I'm going to let Counsell go.
They could be national champs. They could be Wisconsin could be national champs, right?
Super turnaround.
They beat the number one team in the country twice in a row on the road. I do not believe a Wisconsin team has ever done that in all of their greatness of hockey.
Well, you have to go back. Badger Bob might have pulled that off somewhere, but it wasn't after they were 10-24 the year before. So I'm very excited about them. And then I chuckled last night as we talked about the Packers' offensive struggle. I watched Monday Night Football, and I just laughed. And honest to God, the Jets fans would rather watch Aaron Rodgers throw passes in his sweatshirt before the game than Zach Wilson actually throw passes during the game. That's how pathetic they are.
Can you all right, I won't let you be too positive, but is there any way you can explain how much you dislike Kansas? Hold on, we got to turn the music down. We got to hear this. You'd rather what?
I would rather sit and be a Jayhawk. My coach said that to us before we went out for our first Big 8 meet. We were picked to finish 7th, and he said, Coach, as long as the 8th place team is, he got all ready. He said, man, I would rather sit to be a Jayhawk.
Wow.
I cannot explain